Hello and welcome back to the Beatdown Bandits podcast. I'm Colin and this is season 4, episode 8 of the podcast. Yep. I know it's been a couple months. I know I'm literally only doing 8. I only did 8 podcasts. My Santa hat's a little messed up. I'm noticing on camera here. I only did 8 podcasts this year. It just wasn't something that was a priority or really worked out for me, but here we are. I'm making this attempt and trying to get one more in before the end of the year. So uh what better way to have like a year end kind of a year end summary, I guess, or like a year ending podcast than to do a summary. So I enjoy like top 10 lists and things like that. I've done a whole bunch. I'm pretty sure I've done a handful, at least on the podcast, but I like the tier maker things. I've enjoyed those. So today I'm doing like a top 10 countdown of um, my favorite moments of the year, more or less. Just for me personally, things that were impactful for me or whatever. So just some of my favorite moments. So I have them in order ish. Um, and I have no talking points. I literally just have a little list on a notepad here with a bunch of things that I liked through the year or things that were impactful or I enjoyed. And then I just tried to put numbers on them and spent like 5 minutes doing it. So really no preparation. I'm more or less just gonna wing it and talk about these, but I at least put them in order ish of that. So let's, without further ado, let's just get going. But I do want to say thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch or listen to this podcast. Um, I am still very grateful for that, even though I didn't do a whole lot this year with the podcast. I'm still very thankful for the people who do come by and listen. If you're not doing the podcast and you're just watching my videos or whatever that I put on YouTube, that's amazing as well. That's very impactful for me. It makes me a little bit of money, a little bit of spare change here and there, but that's not really what I started it for. I really started my YouTube channel just to record some of the goofy things my friends and I were doing, and some of the cool stuff. This was back when I was playing a lot of like GTA and a lot of Rainbow Six. So back when kind of GTA dropped, like I was just recording some stuff for fun. I wasn't doing anything with it. And I'm like, oh, I should probably start putting some of this stuff out on YouTube. And so I did, more or less just to keep it so I didn't have to keep storing everything. And then I just enjoyed making videos. Like I know it's not like tons of amazing stuff, but it's been super fun for me. So anyway, that being said, let's get into this list. All right. So number 10 was my trips to California this year. So I made 4 trips. I think 4 trips to California in 2023. So started going out there in like June. So I went out like pretty much like June, July, September, and November, something like that, or October. J- June, August, September, November is what I did. I almost went back like last week as well, but thank God I didn't have to. Probably have to go back out again mid-January. But those were work trips, and all in all, not great. But it is a beautiful area. So if you're outside, like everything is gorgeous. It's always great weather. It's in the Bay Area where I had to go for work. I had been out into the Bay Area for I don't know, probably five years ago, something like that. Was the last time I was out there. This one's a little bit more inland, so I'm not like right on the ocean like I was previously, but this time was I don't know, whatever, 40 minutes inland, still in that kind of Bay Area. But a lot of good food. And while it was for work and it was stressful, like getting out there and coming back, a lot of that, like the travel stuff, is just stressful, and the work stuff tends to be stressful. The trips themselves were pretty good. I put it at 10 because like I'm going out there solo. The last trip back in November, I went out there with a few other coworkers, um, which was nice and helpful because I feel like we got a lot more accomplished. Made progress with that customer, and I had somebody to help back me up, which was nice. So, number 9 was an Apex Legends one, which was hitting Masters for the first time. Now, granted, it was in a season where a lot of people were hitting Masters. But that being said, like it was a lot of work to do that. Like I was never like one to like grind ranked or anything like that, trying to worry about that. Because my skill level is not at that like master's level, but it and a lot of people aren't. Even the people who've been hitting it previously, it's just the people who can put in the time to do it. And I was only playing 2 days a week for a handful of hours, maybe about 4 hours on those days. So I didn't always have the most time to do it. So hitting masters when like that's all we did for a season was just ranked, and we were able to do it towards the end, which was cool. So again, we were able to hit that. We definitely had to start ratting as we were getting into diamond for sure. But every single person did. Even the best of the best were like, if your teammates are dead, you're ratting. You're ratting a lot earlier than you need to just to try to get some points. And we definitely had to do that, but we played it straight up through gold, and then plat and diamond. You have to start ratting a little bit to make sure you're locking in some points. So, but that grind was cool. I'm never going to do it again, but it was fun. Number 8 was going to a Columbus Crew game. Usually, my daughter and I go to a game a year. And last season, I know we went. The game ended up in a tie. We were up 1-0, then they tied it. Then we were up. I think the game ended in like a 2-2 tie, but I think they were playing Atlanta last year when we went, and Atlanta tied it like in the last like 2 minutes of the game. Very frustrating. So this year we went and we ended up winning like 4-2. I think it was against New York, and so that was a great game. It was like a July 4th game, so they had fireworks and stuff after. It was awesome. So my daughter's a big soccer fan, and so just getting a chance to go, and somehow we're able to get like really good tickets or whatever. So for pretty affordable. So it's always fun. It's great. It was better weather than the last year's game. Like was delayed like an hour and a half for rain. So we were standing around in the concourse for an hour and a half, getting tired and cranky, but toughed it out. This year was great weather, so it was a great day to go. It was a lot of fun, and crew win. Number 7, TSM winning championships with an amazing, like they were like done. Like there was like 4 or 5 teams on match point, and TSM won a game after getting like they got ratted on themselves, like at drop. I think like Dojo came in and ratted on Hal, killed him, and then they killed Reps when he came in, and I think Verhulst was trying to run and they killed him, or vice versa. I think they killed Verhulst, Reps was trying to run and they killed him. But like 2 games later, TSM won, and then they won again, and then got on match point, and then they won again. So I've never seen anything like that. Now I went to a rally last year for ALGS when it was in the United States, which was awesome. I think shoot Optic won 3 games in a row, but it was during like the first round or whatever, and during group stages, so it wasn't as impactful. Winning in the finals is a little more impactful. So yeah, winning those last 3 games was something that's never been done before. It was really amazing, and even Optic at that point had tons of opportunities to win it, and they didn't. So yeah, TSM winning was really cool. I think you can kind of I'm blocking it. There you go. There's a TSM banner back there, but yeah, it was really impressive to kind of see that, and I wish I could have been, but I did not have time or money or whatever to go to England for that. So hopefully at some point they can do another one in the United States. That would be great. Number six. I was gonna put this a little higher, but I felt like with it being six, it was perfect. So the GTA 6 trailer drops in at number six. So an amazing trailer. I did a reaction video the day it was supposed to drop. It dropped the evening before, but I talk about that in that video, and I'm actually gonna pull that. I'm gonna pull that video up because I mean I've never seen a video get like that many views like just that fast. It quickly became within 24 hours. It was their most popular video on Rockstar Games channel of all time. It passed the GTA 5 trailer. So the GTA 5 trailer from 12 years ago, currently as of today, has 106 million views. The GTA 6 trailer, that's 2 weeks old at this point, has 154 million views. So it's insane. Got 154 million views like that. It was great. It was again an amazing trailer. I'm hyped for it. I know it's 2025. There's no date yet. There's all sorts of speculation and people like looking into release pictures. Excuse me. Release pictures. I'm talking too much and it's getting all my oxygen out of my body. It's making me yawn. But there's speculation right now. It looks like April 1st, which, April Fool's Day, who knows? Um, it would be a funny day to release it, but that's what people are leaning towards right now. I would lean more towards like September, October when they've released stuff in the past, which would put them into like Christmas buying season. So I would lean more towards that 2025, but either way, I'm super hyped. If you haven't watched the video, go watch it. I don't know who wouldn't at this point, but it's great. Number five was our family vacation to up to Lake Erie, which we do this pretty much every year, I guess. Not every year, but the very minimum every other year. It's a great trip. The whole family comes, not just it's my whole like wife's family. So all of her brothers and spouses and kids and her mom and sister and everybody. So everybody's up there, and so that we've got like two houses and a whole bunch of people. So it's a good time. We go up there usually for a week, like a Saturday to Saturday, and just spend a week getting sun, being in the water, just relaxing. It's an amazing way to like just recharge the batteries for sure. But um, yeah, it's just a fun trip. We kind of do the same things over and over and over again. There's an island out there that we go visit. That's a lot of fun. There's some like surf shop type stuff, and we go eat at a really nice place there on the island. Ride golf carts around, things like that. Go visit lighthouses. Go see the parks and the playgrounds or whatever for the kids. Um, Eat ice cream. Eat a lot of ice cream. So again, it's a fun trip. Number four. I already talked a little bit about this, but was again a crew game. Was the crew winning the MLS Cup a couple weeks ago? So that was also super amazing. Actually, I don't want to bump my camera, but I'm gonna end up doing that. But got my little crew flag here from the games. But yeah, crew won the MLS Cup, which was super awesome. The I've always been a Columbus Crew fan, and again, that's the Columbus Crew. It's a soccer or football team in America. They're the oldest team in America as far as like the professional teams go. They had the first stadium. They just built a brand new stadium, lower.com. It's been open for 2 years now. It's a beautiful stadium right downtown Columbus. The other one was underrated. It's the oldest stadium in the United States that's like soccer only, built in like 1994, I think. And then I think MLS in America started in it's the Major League Soccer League started in uh 96. That's, yeah, 96. Yeah, because, yeah, 96. So I think the stadium would have been built like 94, 95. So it's the oldest stadium that's like soccer only. We use that now for like our reserves games, things like that. They still hold practices there, things like that. Um, so again, it's a really nice older stadium, but the new one is beautiful. It's great. So going to the games there is awesome. We love it. Um, so yeah, but again, the crew game, my daughter and I, and actually my son, who's not a big soccer fan, actually was watching it with us, and he came down and watched the majority of it. But yeah, it was a great game. It was awesome. My daughter and I were screaming for a while after the game was over. So yeah, it was great. Number three, another sporting event is it was March Madness. So there was a series of games, first and second round that was held in Columbus, at Nationwide Arena. So I had bought tickets for like opening night, and with my son and I were going to go. So my son is a big college basketball fan. We were going to go, and uh there was actually some good games being held there. We had a number one seed in Purdue uh being playing there. And the day of the game, or I think like the day before, maybe my son started getting sick, and he was throwing up or whatever on Thursday of the opening night, and or the opening round. So that was a huge bummer. But um uh I was able to like last minute get a friend to go. So Matt, my friend Matt, and I went and watched the opening games. And I just had tickets for Thursday, and we got to watch some amazing games. I think we watched 4 games or whatever on Thursday. But one of the games was Purdue, number one seed, losing in the first round to a number six, no, to a number 16, which has only happened twice. So we kind of get to watch history there. And with it being in Columbus, the really nice thing was all these Purdue fans were staying the whole weekend because they thought, okay, our team is going to play, they're going to win the first game and then play in the second game. So we're going to stay for a couple days. Got tickets for 2 games over Thursdays and Fridays. And well, guess what? After Purdue lost, the Purdue fans didn't really want to stick around too much anymore. So a lot of people ended up selling their tickets. So I'm sitting there just like refreshing ticket websites as I'm seeing like tickets come in left and right. People are putting them on like dirt cheap. And so I'm like, I want to go again. Like it was so much fun. It was great atmosphere. It's a great stadium to watch games in, or great arena. And so I ended up buying tickets, not letting my son know, and hoping that he would feel better. So I ended up getting pretty good tickets right about the same spot where Matt and I were at the night before, just like straight diagonal though, like same like row section, but just diagonal across. And so I ended up getting those tickets and surprising my son with it the next day. He was feeling better and up to it. And so we were able to go to games the next night as well. And it was a lot of fun. So I got to watch, I don't even know how many games, but it was a lot of games over those 2 days. A lot of fun to be had. Number two, again, there's 3 soccer things on here. So number two was my daughter's soccer success. So she's played 4 seasons of soccer now. So she wasn't really big into sports. It just wasn't her thing. And then something triggered with her with soccer for some reason. And she never wanted to play basketball. She never wanted to do that, this, whatever. And we ended up talking her into doing soccer, and she was all for it. She was super excited. We don't know why, but she ended up playing. And even in their first season, like, they struggled. They were not a very good team, but she had a blast. Like, she didn't care about the losses. It was nowhere. She just had fun with it, and she got pretty competitive with it. And she fell in love with it. Now she's like a total soccer nerd. She's constantly watching soccer videos. She wants to watch soccer on the weekends. It doesn't matter who's playing. She's got her favorite players. She plays FIFA. She's super into it. She wants jerseys. I've had to buy her a couple like crew jerseys. She's got her own custom crew jersey. Um, and she's got, I don't know, 5 6 soccer balls. She's just all into it. And then her second season, their team ended up winning the championship. um and so they went from like almost like a winless team to like a team winning the championship. And then third season, so she's only played for 2 years, but she plays 2 seasons in the year, plays spring and fall. And with fall being the more competitive season. Um and then but she started, yeah, spring fall, so she just finished up her second year and fourth season of soccer. um and she's also ended up, in the meantime, ended up playing basketball. So she played basketball in between, and she started treating it almost as like conditioning. Coming off of her fall season, she like conditions with basketball and goes into her spring season. And so she's ready to go and in shape for that. And she's loved it. She's had a lot of success with both sports. Her soccer clubs are co-ed, they're co-ed teams. So um so she's enjoyed that too. And I've talked to her, like, the club she's in, sometimes they don't always have a high school team. And I told her, I was like, oh, by the time you get into high school, you may have to play um for like a school district. And the school district she goes to, it's pretty small, but they don't have soccer. They just have a club. So there's the club that's there. Most of the schools in the area don't, but there's 2 schools that are near, that have high school girls soccer. And so we talked to her about that, like being able to play soccer through those teams. And so like, yes, you would still go to school where you go to school, but after school you would have to drive to these, or we would have to take you um to these other schools, whichever one, and play soccer there. So she's got possibilities of that. But her club she really enjoys, and she actually said she really prefers playing with boys because it makes her feel like she's getting better when she's playing with boys who she feels like tends to be a little more aggressive or a little bit faster or stronger. So she enjoys the co-ed because she thinks it prevents, or it gives her a bigger a boost to herself. So I enjoy it. She enjoys it. I don't know. A lot of people don't enjoy like just sitting on the sideline or whatever in a chair. But I've really enjoyed it, crappy weather or not. It's been a lot of fun, and she's been really good at it. So she's in her basketball season now, and so she's doing the basketball thing again, and having fun with that. Her team last year was really good. I think they were like 13-3 before they went. They had 2 tournaments, which like in the year, and did really well. I think they lost in the championship in one and were third in the other tournaments. So they had a lot of success. Right now, her team in basketball is 5-0, so they look even better than they did last year. So yeah, like I said, they look really good. My daughter's sports have been very successful. And then finally, number one, that was a lot. I'm just super proud of my daughter. So I'm super proud of my son as well. But my daughter, who was very late bloomer to the sports stuff, has really started falling in love with it. And then number one was our family trip to Tennessee. So that was something we had never done before. It's not a super far drive, like 8 hours or something like that, from where we live. So we just decided to like rent like a minivan, and we went down and took a family trip, and that was a lot of fun. We were down for, I don't even know. It wasn't like an extended period, like 4 days or something like that, but we got a lot done in those 4 days. It was also nice just to relax in like a cabin in the woods. We got to see a bear, tons of amazing food. There's like the Titanic museum. I mean, we did a ton of things. I won't even be able to remember, but it was a fun trip. So the cabin was gorgeous. Um, uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's a beautiful area. Like I said, just tons of amazing food. Oh, we didn't like some like the Ripley's Aquarium. There's a really massive aquarium down there, which is a lot of fun. We did like a sky bridge and a sky lift type thing. Um, I'm trying to like do a run through. I really wanted to do the Titanic museum, so that was like my little thing, and that was a lot of fun. So if you've never been to like the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, I highly recommend it. And if you have been or planning on going back, do the Titanic Museum. It was a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, we did a few things like that that were pretty cool. I think everybody kind of like got to pick one. Um, but yeah, the Sky Bridge was pretty neat. Doing that whole like skylift thing. My son found what he claims to be the best chicken tenders in the world. At a little place. It's like the Mountain Grill Inn or Mountain View Inn, Mountain View Grill. I forget. It's right in town, Gatlinburg. Something like that. Mountain View Grill. Um, best apparently the best chicken tenders in the world. Um, I think I got a Reuben, which was good. Um, but yeah, my son eats a lot of chicken tenders, and pretty much wherever we go, he's like, I gotta try the chicken tenders. I gotta rate them. I told him like he needs to start like an Instagram where he like rates chicken tenders and just takes pictures of the chicken tenders and gives it a scale, like where it is, what's the address, and gives it a rating. I told him like you need to do that. You just take the picture of the chicken tenders. People would follow it. So yeah, there you go. So that's my top 10 of the year for 2023. Just some of the cool fun things I did. Um, there was some uh what's the word I'm looking for? Honorable mentions. Yeah, some honorable mentions for sure, but just trying to keep it to the 10. I do want to shout out my friends though. Uh, Ben, who in particular came up with this idea. This was like the one that got bumped off. So this was my literal number 11, was going to see Return of the Jedi, the 40th anniversary. They put that in theaters, so that was a lot of fun. So we went and did that as well. So me, Ben, and Matt went out to go see Return of the Jedi. So that was cool. That was my honorable mention. So I do want to give a shout out to that as well. I wouldn't have even thought about that, but yeah, just going to be able to see a an OG Star Wars was pretty cool in theaters. So all right, that is it for me. Thank you for watching and or listening. And yeah, happy 2024 as we go into the new year. And I'll do my best to try to get back. And I say this, I think every podcast trying to get some more sporadic thrown in there. I'll try to get back up into the 15-20 range for next year. So if it's at least like once or twice a month, I think is reasonable. So again, thank you very much. I hope you had an amazing 2023. Happy holidays, happy new year, and we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.